ladies and gentlemen, to an all-new reaction and review. Tonight, guys, I'm checking out a Japanese animated film from 1988. That movie is Battle Royale High School. And unfortunately, that's almost all the detail I can give you about this film. You see, just a little bit of backstory. A couple of weeks ago, I was bored and I decided to do a search for what is the goriest anime of all time, and I found numerous lists citing multiple movies and series that are just, filled with blood and gore. And one title that kept constantly popping up was Battle Royale High School, which is a 1-hour OVA. Unfortunately, none of those lists bothered to give any details on that specific OVA, which is funny because they would go into exhaustive detail on things such as, say, Genocyber, Higurashi, and fucking like Berserk and stuff like that. Like, they would go in detail on those, and then Battle Royale High School it's gory, it has demons, and it's set in a high school. So, fuck, I know nothing else. I'm certainly hoping for it to be halfway decent, but the only way I'm going to find out is if I shut up and I push play, and I'm going to do that right now. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Battle Royale High School.
You stubborn fool!
You know, guys, I was kind of expecting this to have a terrible English dub. It totally does. It's also a fuckload worse than I was honestly expecting. This dub is nightmarishly bad. Wow. No, guys, really, I was not expecting the dub to be this shit. So, I'm stuck with that for the next 55 minutes or so. Oh, fun. You know, guys, I'd really like to say that this makes sense, but it really doesn't. I have no goddamn clue what the fuck is going on. We have something about a dimensional portal and a leopard-headed warrior, and there's, like, some people in space looking for antimatter nodes, and there's demons fighting street gangs, and almost none of it feels fucking connected. None of it seems to make a lick of sense. And I'm kind of hoping for it to start making sense real soon, because this mountain of nonsense is starting to make my head hurt. So the temporal police dude has power armor. Of course he does. Because Japan. You gotta have Guyver-style body armor. That's just par for the course. Doesn't help any of this make any fucking sense. They actually tried to explain it a couple of minutes ago, and that just sprung up even more fucking questions. God, this thing is just fucking weird, guys. Okay, so right now, without giving away a lot of details, there are like 2 different fights going on featuring blasters, weaponized blood, a lightsaber, and 2 possessed people. And that may sound really cool, but I still have not the foggiest goddamn clue what the fuck is going on. The worst part about this, guys, is when this thing's done, I have to try to explain it to you guys. And I'm fucking stumped. Well, guys, that was Battle Royale High School. Jesus Christ, that was Battle Royale High School. Let's shut that up. Wow. Jesus Christ, what to even say? Okay, well, why don't we start with, what drove me to even download the fucking movie in the first place? The fact that it was on numerous lists of incredibly gory anime. Is this thing gory? Yes, there's copious amounts of blood and guts and exploding body parts and just blood fountains and just all the other kind of shit that you normally expect from ultra gory late 80s anime. Alright, so all of that's there. That's totally fine. However, where this thing absolutely excels in being gory and nasty and loading it up with fan service and nudity and a bunch of other shit. I don't know if it's because of some fuck up in the English translation or what, but this thing made no fucking sense. I've seen some nonsensical shit in this series. I'm gonna stick with fucking OVAs and shit. Like, I watched Dark Cat, which had no plot, had hideous acting. You know, it basically did everything wrong that it could have possibly done wrong. It even had lazy, poorly done animation loops. Dark Cat, to me, is like the low point of Japanese animation. Nothing will ever hit that thing. Nothing will ever be as bad as that in terms of animation, voice acting, and every other possible X factor you could potentially put in. That thing was the worst. This son of a bitch, close second. Close second because, oh my god, do I want to start with writing or do I want to start with acting? Fuck it, I'm going to start with acting because that's going to take less time. Okay, so I just mentioned Dark Cat. Those of you who haven't seen Dark Cat, please, by all means, go ahead and watch it on fucking YouTube. I know it's been uploaded onto YouTube at least like 3 times. Go ahead, find it, suffer, and wonder why the fuck you even tried. Anyway, voice acting in that thing, at least for the English dub, was by far some of the worst voice acting I think I've ever heard. The actors here at least sound like they're trying, but they also sound as if they've just looked at the script for the first time, have not been told any context, and are just quizzically saying every line because even they don't know what the fuck's going on here. So I'm going to at least give our actors some credit. At least they tried. My god, they tried to make this thing make sense. So I'm going to give them mad props there. Just kind of a pity that the acting still kind of sucked. But I'm going to blame that on the script more than anything else. Shit, my god. Let's talk about the writing. Okay, so I don't normally go over like plot fucking synopsis, but I'm going to try here. First of all, I want to say 1 hour is not long enough to tell this fucking story. They could probably have stretched this out to a 13-episode thing, and it might have made a touch more sense because then we could have gotten some context and some background for most of this. So, there is this dark lord of some dark fucking dimension who's been told about a prophecy about a leopard-headed warrior in our world. So, the Dark Lord of the Dark Dimension comes to our world and fights the leopard-headed warrior, which is just a high school student who wears a leopard mask when he fights because fuck you, that's why. No, honest to God, he has no other reason besides he found it at home and it fucking it looks cool. So, fuck you, that's why. He finds out that the leopard-headed warrior is his counterpart in our dimension, so he can't fight him and destroy him and thus stop the prophecy, because if he kills him in this world, I guess the Dark Lord of the Dark Dimension dies in the Dark Dimension, so they merge bodies. This is not the first time 2 characters are going to merge bodies and form one. I just want to make that point clear. So, then we are taken to space, because reasons. And these 2 space-time continuum police officers are noticing, like, fluctuations on Earth. And so, one of the officers gets sent down, and he notices, like, psychokinetic readings from this other character who came out of left fucking field, who apparently is a demon hunter who at one point is fighting against the Dark Lord and his otherworldly counterpart, again, merged into one body. And then we find out that the Dark Lord's plan had nothing to do with the fucking prophecy. No, he's here to kill fairies, because fairies are the most evil things on the fucking planet, and they apparently work like wasps. According to the dub, they literally compared fairies to wasps, and you watch as he like puts his hand over like a fairy nest and just sets the whole fucking thing on fire. So now you think that the Demon Hunter and the Dark Lord / earthly buddy are just gonna fight fairies for the rest of the film, and you would be wrong. Because the Fairy Master, who's a minion of the Dark Lord, merges with the Demon Hunter in order to kill the Dark Lord. And at some point, the space-time cop shows up, just magically sprouts Guyver-esque body armor, because fuck you, that's fucking why. And he tries to stop both the Dark Lord and the Fairy Master Demon Hunter, and fails at all of that. We finally have a big final dust-up involving the Dark Lord and the Fairy Master Demon Hunter, and there's also shit about some gang made of demons, and there was an attempted rape scene, and one of the Leopard Warriors' two love interests on Earth, is possessed by demons, and so they have to pull her body out of this massive demon fucking goo, and it's just fuck. I couldn't make heads or tails of this thing, guys, because it doesn't have enough time to tell you anything. You are literally given no time to find any context or any reason for anything. OVAs, Jesus Christ, it is coming down hard out there. Sorry, guys, it's been raining for the past few minutes, and I can hear it on the roof. It's coming down really hard. Sorry about that. That totally threw me off my fucking game there. So, fuck was I talking about? The love interest being, pulled out of all the demon goo. Yeah, because there's no context. That's it. I was talking about fucking lack of context and the fact that this goddamn thing is rushed through 60 minutes when probably, 6 hours would probably have told the story a hell of a lot fucking better. Because I don't know the names of any of our characters outside of the fucking fairy, master. But even that's not her name, that's her fucking title. I know all these characters by title, but I couldn't tell you a single fucking name, because they don't take any time to really, hammer into your head the name of any of these fucking characters. The writing is terrible because it was rushed for 60 minutes. If they were given more time to work with this, guys, you know what? I said 6 hours. That'd be roughly like a 13 episode deal. That could probably have worked. They could have probably doubled this to 2 hours, and it would have done a boatload of help. This thing is so rushed, it almost hurts. And it takes a story that seems kind of interesting and turns it into a 5-layer batshit bullshit fiesta, and I can't make heads or tails of anything because they're not trying. And again, that may be fixed in the Japanese version. Maybe in the Japanese version, they're able to just rattle off mountains of context and background and, shit that's gonna make you care. But the English dub has none of that, and it feels like a horrendous rush job. Oh my god. So, that's acting. Not acting, writing. The acting started off bad. I know I've already touched on acting. I want to hit this again. It started off bad, but it got better. It's like it kind of sort of grew on you. It's kind of like it started off shit, and then you got used to the shitty acting, so it kind of helped it. It's not as painfully bad as like Dark Cat or Bible Black. It's almost tolerable in a terrible kind of sense. It basically is like the kind of shit you could almost laugh at. Excuse me. Okay. Music. There's very little music in here that I could actually remember, but what I heard was really decent. So, as much, guys, as I can rail against the writing, and as much as I can kind of bitch about the acting, our music isn't bad. In fact, if I could find the soundtrack to this, that would probably be sort of cool. Because there really are a couple of pieces in here that sound really fucking nice. So, I kind of liked the music. Let's talk about the animation, because, it's not even the animation, it's the art style. There's something about female characters in this thing that kind of bother me. Pardon me. You see, because the female characters in this thing are given those cliche anime wind fucking shield eyes that are like this goddamned big. And it looks way out of place when there's only about 4 females across the entire film and every other male's got natural human-looking eyes. The fact that every woman's got eyeballs about this goddamned big and about yay fucking wide looks weird, okay? It really does. When they have eyeballs that literally kind of look like this, and everybody else has eyes that look like this, it's weird looking. And it throws you off. And it makes all the females, as sexy as they're trying to make them look, it makes a lot of them look fucking homely as shit. And the rest of the art featured here is decent. It honestly is nothing ultimately special, but it's not terrible. Perhaps maybe if they would have shrunk, the eyes on the female leads, everything might have been a little bit better, looking. But then again, that is just me. Animation here, I can tell you, is fluid. It's not great. It's not perfect. It's, I guess, decent by cheapy OVA standards circa 1988, so I can't really complain too much. God, what else is there to really talk about? Sound mix in here is decent. Our color work is good, which is shocking because, I didn't know what to really expect downloading a video off of fucking YouTube. It could have been pulled off of VHS, could have been pulled off a DVD. This looks like it might have been ripped off of a DVD, and it looks fine. So if you can find the DVD of this, if you're really interested, at least the color is going to be decent. Our sound mix is, like I said, our fucking sound mix is good. Guys, really, the problem here is writing. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're watching this with friends, if you're looking for something to just fucking goof on and riff on, by all means, man, this fucker here is perfect for that. But if you're looking for a genuinely entertaining piece, Battle Royale High School is not gonna be for you. So, again, if you have friends, you're just looking for, like a bad fucking movie you can just sit there and fucking riff on and fucking goof on, by all means, this fucker is perfect for you. Otherwise, avoid it. It absolutely sucks. Now, holy shit. I'm gonna go watch something else. I know. I'm gonna go watch MD Geist, because as plotless and as stupid as that is, it's a hell of a lot better than what I just watched, and I just need some good old-fashioned cheese to fucking laugh at. So, I'm gonna go watch that. I'm going to delete this fucking thing off of my hard drive, and I'm going to pretend I never looked at it, because, that's going to save me a whole lot of headaches trying to figure out what the fuck I just watched. And with that, my friends, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.